Hmm. So, I have a couple of dates here. I'm going to let them speak for themselves. But this is astrology, and I'm fully aware astronomers think it's baloney, but I've been working with it for a couple decades now, and I have an unorthodox method of displaying the relative positions of planets. The traditional astrology has a wheel, and it's hard to see what is making aspects with something else. So I came up with this raster where you have the 12 signs of the zodiac vertically, and you have the degrees in the sign horizontally. So if you come off the edge at 30 degrees of Aries, you'll come onto the edge here at Taurus. And it works that way all the way down, like you're reading a book, a page on a book. You just go from left to right, top to bottom, and the planets that are in a vertical line are aspecting each other. So, like for instance, Pluto is 30 degrees different from Neptune, and these are both natal planets because they appear on the top edge of the bar. So if we look down here at Neptune and Pluto, we can see that, let me zoom in. We can see down here Neptune and Pluto. Neptune is 2 minutes 53 minutes, or 2 degrees 53 minutes, and Cancer is just below, or just above Leo, and so Pluto is expressing a similar angle, and we can see that they're adequately represented on the graph. So today we're counting squares of these two dates, and the natal is the birth chart, and this date here is the transiting chart. And if we look here, you can see that the natal sun and the transiting Uranus and the transiting Mercury are all aspecting each other because they're in reasonable proximity of the same degree in the sign. So if we start at the natal sun and we count down 1, 2, 3, and then over here, that's 3 rows different. And so 3 times 30 is 90. And in astrological circles, that's called a square. And also, we have Mercury in the same proximity horizontally, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's known as an opposition. So we have natal Sun opposition Mercury, transiting Mercury, and we have natal Sun square Uranus. So if we count all the squares, we're just here's just 2 of them. There's many more of these in this chart. So we got 1, 2. If we go down, we go 1, 2, 3, and we have these 2 planets. This is Mercury, and this is Mars in the natal chart, and this is transiting Saturn. So we can see that Mercury is like 4 degrees different from Saturn. So that's a bit of a stretch, but what's 5 degrees out of 360? So, that's pretty close to the right angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's a sixth. Here's a sixth that goes down this way and over here. So that's 6 squares. Count them again, just one more time here. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. So it's this one. That's 6 planets, all squared within like a 4-degree orb. And then if we look here, we can see the similar angles. So if we look here, we can see things in about 14 degrees, and then over here, here's a 14, and here's a 15. And here's 28, and these are 28s, so those are aspecting. So quite a preponderance. If we go back to this, and we look at what led up to this, I'll just back up the clock here so we can interactively see what's going on. So that's one day before. Mercury's entering the picture. And then we can see that the transiting outer planets are kind of staying right where they are day by day. But this right here is transiting Venus and Mars. And they back up to the same location as that was what? Moon making a square, transiting Moon making a square with the same thing, and an opposition with the natal Sun. So it's 18, 17, 16, 15, the 14th. So if we get to about here, we can see that Venus is coming into contact with the transiting Uranus and the natal Sun. So it's making a square there. And then if we back up to a day at a time, we can see that Mars is coming into the picture in that same location. And here, look at this. We have, what is that? 15, 16. So in the transiting chart, here's 17. Where's Sun here, and 15, and Neptune, the Sun and Neptune over here transiting. And let's see what happens on the 8th. So this is an opposition here. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 6 rows of 30 degrees each. That's 180 degrees, which is an opposition. And in astrology, the oppositions are quite challenging too. So squares and oppositions. So now we can see that Mars is squaring Uranus, and Uranus the whole time has been squaring the natal Sun, transiting Uranus. So, and these are all making squares. So I'm seeing lots of squares, and they're all lining up with his birth chart. Yep. So if we go back to the 22nd, yep. See, so it had been brewing for quite a while before it happened.